out this clip and let's talk on the other side.
Special guest. There she is.
Look at her pull up in the monster automobile gangster with the bat that came from Sri Lanka. Now, a couple months ago, when I said, listen, Nicki has gone full MAGA, which makes sense because she's been Kanye West in a pink wig on the artist formerly known as Twitter for a long time, Barbz rushed into my comment section to tell me that I had lost my mind, that she was not MAGA, that she just cared about the persecution of Christians. And to that I said, I will take that at face value and believe that maybe she believes that she's helping Christians, but ultimately she's MAGA now. She belongs to them. She's one of the maggots, the Magites. Because let's be very clear, white acceptance is a hell of a drug. And we've seen black entertainers and athletes fall for it over and over again. But here's the reality. You are a token and tokens get spent. You are only useful as long as they can use you. And what I find very fascinating is the timing of this, because Erica Kirk opened up her set taking some subtle jabs at Candace Owens and then walked out with Candace's replacement, because you always have to have a Negro. You gotta have one. I will say of Nicki Minaj, as I've said of Candace Owens and Kanye West and the like, is that these folks do not represent us. As a matter of fact, I don't think that there is a black person who represents all black people. But if the black person you choose as a representative is always agreeing with white people, that is not a black person representative. And just like I had to do the difficult work of recognizing that my continued support of Kanye's new ventures was supporting a literal Nazi, I really hope Barbz aren't so in love with who she was back in the 2010s that they continue to support her as she goes down a path that you just should not follow. However you choose to engage at this point is between you and your conscience. Just know that I'm going to be right here when those tokens are finally spent.
And that's the thing. Alignment doesn't need an announcement. Nobody wakes up and says, I'm switching sides today. It happens slowly through who you defend, who you platform, and who you suddenly stop questioning. When the criticism comes, it's always framed as free thought. But free thought without accountability becomes a shield, not a stance. And we've seen this pattern before. A black celebrity gets validation from spaces that never cared about them, and suddenly the applause feels louder than the warnings. Because acceptance is addictive, especially when it comes from people who once ignored you. So this isn't about a tweet. It's not about religion. It's not even about politics at first. It's about proximity. And once you're close enough to power, the line between being misunderstood and being useful gets real thin.
Sometimes you open up your phone, you hop on Al Gore's internet, and you see a video or a story or a headline that makes you just go, the simulation's broken. There's a glitch in the fucking Matrix. And Nicki Minaj being on stage with Erica Kirk at a Turning Point USA event, that in and of itself is a ridiculous enough video for me to do 1 Minute Man. But then you factor in that Nicki Minaj dropped an assassin reference right in Erica Kirk's face. The woman who just watched her husband get assassinated? Are you kidding me, Nicki Minaj?
What do you think about for young men? For young men. And for young men, don't be new scum. Yes, see, dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president. And you have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president. And when I say that, trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine. Yes, we did.
I mean, that's the most awkward moment in, like, the history of the world. Out of every single word in the English language, Nicki Minaj arrived at assassin in front of Erica Kirk's face. And by the way, it made no fucking sense. What does that even mean? The assassin J.D. Vance. And why is Nicki Minaj doing this why is she talking about how handsome Donald Trump is? And how much of an assassin J.D. Vance? What is going on? Other than probably a copious amount of drugs. Nicki Minaj is a wordsmith who gave us Pink Print. She spit like 30 bars on Blazin' with Kanye. And she, of all people, can't come up with a better word than assassin in front of a widow? Oh my God! Oh, and by the way, Erica Kirk was able to handle that with such grace and class because she had a Freudian slip of her own at the previous Turning Point event.
Despite the devastating loss of Charlie Kirk, my incredible husband at UVU, Caleb has persisted with the same gift. Grit. It has been a long day. Trust me, you're not a grifter, honey.
And out of all the words Erica Kirk could have landed on, she hits grift. That's worse than Nicki Minaj and assassin. And the fact that Erica Kirk couldn't just shake that off and keep it moving, she needed to stop to address what happened, tells you that she knows exactly what's going on, and she just said the quiet part out loud.
Nicki Minaj was on stage with Erica Kirk at a Charlie Kirk rally.
Why?
She told everybody about how much she loved Donald Trump and said he's a great role model for the young boys. She called him handsome and dashing and said a bunch of good things about the administration. But then she accidentally called J.D. Vance an assassin, saying this administration is good role models such as the assassin J.D. Vance, and then she went completely silent. And no one said anything for 8 seconds.
Why did she call him an assassin?
She never really explained why, but people either assume she misspoke or she knows something other people don't know. And so she says something she wasn't supposed to say because they were saying, why is she on that stage? Charlie Kirk said Nicki Minaj is a horrible role model for black women. But either way, Nicki Minaj was on stage saying black women need to stop hating on white women and to leave them alone because they're beautiful. J.D. Vance got on stage and said white men no longer have to apologize.
Who's doing any of that?
Nicki Minaj said black women hit on white women and feel better about themselves. But her appearance was completely unexpected.
So then what was she there for?
50 Cent said he got offered millions of dollars to appear at one of these things and perform many men. But 50 Cent didn't go because he didn't feel right. Offered Snoop Dogg the same money, but Snoop Dogg actually went, so people speculate maybe Nicki Minaj got offered some money. And that's why she's now advocating for DT.
Does she know that DT's in the Epstein files?
It doesn't matter because her husband's a registered PDS student. Money runs the world 2025.
Nicki Minaj just declared war on hip-hop. Nicki Minaj just got walked out by Erica Kirk at the Turning Point event. If you don't know who Erica Kirk is, this is Charlie Kirk's wife. Nicki Minaj said a lot of alarming things, but the most alarming part about this,
You are getting a lot of backlash from your own industry.
your own industry. What do y'all think she's talking about? She's talking about rap. She's talking about the rap industry. And we all know who's been giving them backlash. The same industry that Nicki Minaj gets backlash from, she starts to referring to it as the other people, those people, the other ones. Wasn't this just a few days after the F the Streets campaign? Who you think they're going after? This is a declaration of war on hip hop. It's a declaration of war on whoever you think those other people are. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, are we just brushing past what Nicki Minaj said about J.D. Vance at the Turning Point Klan meeting?
And you have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
Trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine. Yes, we did.
They said it was Nicki Minaj up there, but that looked more like Mitch McConnell, the way she absolutely froze. She called J.D. Vance the assassin. The assassin, what does that mean? What does that mean when we're talking about all the speculation with Charlie Kirk, his death, what happened, how they just wiped away a crime scene and nobody asked any questions why they did it? Apparently there's no autopsy. We don't quite know. His name's Spiking and places that start with an I. And then all of a sudden she comes out and calls Vance the assassin. I've never heard Vance referred to as the assassin, so that's a new nickname. And then she just stops talking. She just stopped talking for like 20 seconds. What was that, Miss Minaj? What was that? Did you just slip up? Did you say something you shouldn't? Like Erica Kirk tried to fill in some blanks and you were just not helping her at all, and she tried to brush it off, and the audience is full of a bunch of dumb clapping seals, so they didn't care. But what was that? J.D. Vance, the assassin. I have some follow-up questions.
So the widowed wife of Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk, along with Turning Point USA, is currently hosting AmericaFest. And today, Erica Kirk came out with a bit of a surprise. She brought out none other than Nicki Minaj. Now, if you've been keeping up with Nicki Minaj on Twitter, you know she has been cozying up with the Republicans and the conservatives. She is not happy with Governor Gavin Newsom of California. She's not a fan of the transgender children. And, you know, she wants him out of here. So it only made sense that Nicki Minaj would be at AmericaFest being interviewed by Erica Kirk herself. During the interview, Nicki Minaj talked about how happy she was with the Trump administration. She loves JD Vance. She likes the direction that the country is moving in. I can't even say this with a straight face. Listen, it's those damn transgender kids. That's the problem. Y'all are the reason for this. No. We love the trans community. Nicki Minaj doesn't, but we do. But anyway, Nicki tweeted this AI picture of herself with this festive headdress on, and she's playing chess. She has glass chess pieces, and this reminds me that I also have a glass chess set in my closet. I should go blow the dust off of that. But yeah, apparently this is all part of Nicki Minaj's master plan. She's playing chess, not checkers, and I guess we just have to sit back and see how this all plays out.
And you have amazing role models like the assassin, JD Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine. Yes, we did. I love you. You have to laugh about it, truly. I have been called every single thing, and you know what? God is so good, you let it roll right off your back.
You have to laugh about it? No, but you have to laugh about it because I see nothing funny about Charlie Kirk being assassinated. In fact, that would have been about the time I would have broke down in tears as a widow. But hey, that's just me. Everyone was shocked and when Nicki Minaj took the stage with Erica Kirk. I bet nobody would have been more shocked than Charlie himself. Why? Well, let's hear it from his own mouth, what he thinks about Nicki Minaj.
Okay, Nicki Minaj is causing dads to leave the home.
Hold on a second. I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls. I don't think that songs that are talking about, like, glorifying wet female genitalia is exactly, I don't know which one wrote that song. Which one was it?
I think it was Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't that strange? He didn't think Nicki Minaj was a good role model. And so Erica Kirk brings her to the stage at AmFest in front of all of the youth, the high school, the college students, to honor Charlie Kirk, his legacy, and to inspire the youth. Okay, stop the ride. I want to get off.
Nicki Minaj made a surprise appearance joining Erica Kirk at Turning Point USA's AmericaFest in Phoenix, Arizona. And she's urging young men to be more like Trump. This is not a drill, and yes, this is real. Nicki Minaj and Erica Kirk walked out on stage holding hands.
Please welcome Nicki Minaj.
And she praised Donald Trump and JD Vance, calling them amazing role models. She also called Donald Trump handsome.
you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president.
Nicki also continued to slam California Governor Gavin Newsom and even reread one of the tweets she made about Gavin on stage.
Imagine being the guy running on wanting to see trans kids. Haha, not even a trans adult would run on that. Normal adults wake up and think they want to see healthy, safe, happy kids. Not Gav, the Gav-nots. Gav not in, Gav out. Send in the next guy, I'm bored.
She also said a lot more about Trump giving people hope and being a good role model, and she opened up about her own religious journey and why she chose to speak out about helping Christians in Nigeria. I want to say that this appearance shocked me, but honestly, nothing surprises me anymore. But let me know your thoughts down below and follow me for more.
Nicki Minaj was at a Turning Point USA event this weekend with Erica Kirk, and they sat down, and Nicki started talking about the president, and then she said a certain word when she was describing the vice president right in front of Erica. Watch this.
See, dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president. And you have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
I think Nicki quickly realized what she said because she went completely silent afterwards, and then Erica just laughed it off and was just like, don't worry, I've heard it all. I've been called every name in the book. I've heard it all from everybody, so don't worry about it, Nicki, don't worry about it. And she's like, I love you, I love you. My thing is, I'm sorry, to use that word, the assassin word, when her husband, Erica's husband, was just taken out months ago and they're just laughing on stage. This is weird. This is strange to me. I don't know. That's how it comes off to me, but what do you guys think? Put your thoughts in the comments.